Hi and welcome to Dynamic DCUO. Wind here, and today we have Light Slinger, and we're going to be looking at the hard light DPS loadout with a pet. Now as you can see, I'm not very high level, 301. My skill points or stat points are at 310. If we go ahead and look at my artifacts and my augments, they're not terribly high. You can see 151, 101, and 119 on my artifacts. And as far as my augments go, looking at level 5 on my adaptives and my origins are all, in the 200 range to down to 194. So with my loadout, I'm running the lightweight strike, not for supercharge, but just for the knockdown. And now I also run the ram because it allows me to use several combos out of it, and it's very powerful. Now the lightweight strike is great for up close groups. The light blast does heavy damage and allows you again more combos. The Godwave strength, of course, is for the pet or the robot sidekick. So let's go ahead and get into the solo. I'm going to show most of it. I will cut out some of the ads along the way to the bosses, but I will show them in the beginning just so you can see how effective this is against multiple NPCs. So let's go ahead and get into this. Make sure you have your robot sidekick or whatever pet you're using launched before you come into the solo. I have forgot that a couple times. Also, you want to make sure you come into the room pretty good because Soups doesn't always follow you in all the way. Now, as you can see, you can throw the lightweight strike as well. And I use a combination of tray and combos just because I'm familiar with the combos, but you don't have to use them. Now, again, the lightweight strike knocks things down, which is great, but you can use the chompers, you can use the spikes, whatever you'd like. I just like to get dazing going because I still use a lot of the powers here, and any extra buff helps. Now we're going to go ahead and skip on to the Hive Master and start looking at the boss fights and how this does against the bosses, because as you can see, it cleans up in here pretty well. Now for the Hive Master, I don't generally use my any supercharge or orbital strike or backup / henchman against the Hive Master or any first boss if I know I have a second boss coming up really quick. And Lobo comes up so fast after the Hive boss, it doesn't have time to recycle. And as you notice, I try and stay in the air as much as possible to stay away from their beams, whether it's Steve Trevor or the Hive Master. But keeping your Godwave going and keeping your pet on this guy, as well as pretty much just staying on him, will end this really quick. I mean, he's just not that strong of a boss without his beam hitting you. So definitely keep your pet going, definitely keep the Godwave going. As you can see, that did not take long. Now for the Lobo fight, I'm pretty much just going to let the fight play out. Not a whole lot of interjection to make here. You'll see me dodging his Space Hog. As you can see here, I'm starting off with my backup, my Darkbat Construct pet, my robot sidekicks out, my orbital. I mean, I hit him with everything right off the bat. And the robot sidekick, it recycles fairly quickly, so I'll get to see it. Or not robot sidekick, but the Darkbat construct, it'll recycle again pretty quick. So I usually get, at least 2 uses out of it against a boss. Now I still try to stay back towards the walls, away from where his Space Hog's likely to target, although, it can pretty much target anywhere depending on what's going on in the fight. But this is one of the few loadouts I've ever run with light without a shield, and it's not been a big issue so far. I mean, you might have to take a Soda Cola, but that's what they're there for. Balmy hates to take Soda Colas, so this was new for him to have to run without shields in some of his loadouts and just start taking Soda Colas. But there's no reason not to. And as you can see, this fight's over pretty quickly. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do like this kind of content, please click like and subscribe. Click the bell icon to stay notified. Please feel free to leave us comments and suggestions. We'd love to hear from you. And until next time, have a great day and happy gaming.